Hello everyone, welcome to KK Human Anatomy and Physiology videos, a platform where you will get interesting and informative facts about human anatomy and physiology. In this video, we are going to talk about bacteria, their morphology, that is their structure, their habitat, and many more characteristics of these microorganisms. So basically, what are bacteria? See, singular form is bacterium. So these bacteria are free living, microscopic, unicellular, prokaryotic organisms. Over here, free living means living freely and independently, not as a parasite or attached to a substrate. Okay. Microscopic means they cannot be seen by our naked eyes. They are only visible under microscope. Unicellular means they have only single cell, and prokaryotic means they have no nucleus and other cell organelles, like they do not have Golgi apparatus and mitochondria. Imagine our human body is made up of approximately 30 trillion cells, and then there is this small creature, we can say micro creature, that is made up of just a single cell. To see their morphology, we have to use microscope. Okay, they are capable of performing all essential functions like growth, metabolism, and reproduction. Now let's talk about their habitat. Bacteria are found almost everywhere on Earth and are vital to planet's ecosystems. They are found in soil, rock, oceans, and even in Arctic snow. They are also found on your skin, in your mouth, in your throat, in your nose, in vagina, and in gut. Now see, all bacteria on skin and inside the body are not always harmful. There are some bacterial species which are useful to human beings. Good bacteria act like guards that keep away the harmful bacteria that make us sick. For example, a group of helpful bacteria called lactobacilli can fight several kinds of bad bacteria and restore healthy balance in your mouth. The bacteria that colonize the vagina are another example of good bacteria. They maintain an acidic environment in the vagina that prevents the growth of other microorganisms that might cause disease. The intestine contains the largest portion of the human microbiota. The intestinal microbiota produces some vitamins that are good for us, such as vitamin B12 and vitamin K. These are not produced by human cells. So, these all are normal microflora or microbiota. Even though most of the time they are harmless or even helpful, in certain conditions, some of the bacteria that are part of the human microbiota can harm us. For example, when you let too many bacteria accumulate in your mouth, these bacteria can stick to the surface of your teeth. Some types of bacteria will produce acidic products from the food you eat, especially sugars, that can destroy your teeth and gums. You can't imagine that there are some bacterial species which can survive in volcanoes and in hot water springs, and some bacterial species can survive in ice as well. These extreme environments include intense heat, highly acidic environments, extreme pressure, and extreme cold. Such bacteria are called extremophiles. Extremophiles are classified according to the conditions under which they grow. Acidophiles are adapted to conditions with acidic pH values that range from 1 to 5. Acidophiles are found in places like sulfuric pools, areas polluted by acidic mine drainage, and even our own stomachs. Another type is alkalophiles. They are adapted to conditions with basic pH values of 9 or higher. Then there are thermophiles, which thrive in extremely high temperatures between 113 and 251 degrees Fahrenheit. They can be found in places like hydrothermal vents, volcanic sediments, and hot springs. Another type of extremophiles are psychrophiles, also known as cryophiles. They thrive in extremely low temperatures of 5 degrees Fahrenheit or lower. They can be found in places like cold soils, permafrost, polar ice, cold ocean water, and alpine snow packs. Then there is another type of extremophile, xerophiles. Xerophiles grow in extremely dry conditions, which can be very hot or very cold. They have been found in places like the Atacama Desert, the Great Basin, and the Antarctic. Then there are basophiles. Basophiles are organisms that grow best under high pressure of 400 atmosphere or more. Halophiles are organisms that require high salt concentration for growth. Now let's talk about typical structure of bacterium. Have you ever wondered how bacteria look like? See, bacteria are microscopic and they are not visible with our naked eyes. We can see them only under microscope. They are often found in different shapes. If we see the typical structure of bacterium, then they have nucleoid rather than membrane bound nucleus. And they lack membrane bound cell organelles like mitochondria, Golgi apparatus. For this reason, these bacteria are called prokaryotes. Pro means primitive and karyon means nucleus. Plasma membrane over here performs many functions. It is also called cell membrane. Outer to this plasma membrane, there is cell wall. Cell wall in bacteria is made up of peptidoglycan. Some bacteria lack cell wall. Mycoplasma is bacterial genus that lacks cell wall. Further, bacteria are classified as gram positive and gram negative bacteria according to the thickness of this peptidoglycan layer of cell wall. So here you have to remember that the cell wall of bacteria is made up of peptidoglycan. Then there are surface structures like capsules. Some bacteria forms thick outer capsules. Some have more amorphous slime layers. Presence of capsule increases pathogenicity of that bacteria because capsule confer resistance to phagocytosis. In simpler words, presence of capsule in bacteria makes bacteria more harmful to host cell. Other surface structure includes flagella and villi. Presence of flagella makes the bacteria motile. The flagellum moves by whirling about its long axis. Villi, also known as fimbriae, are slender hair-like proteinaceous appendages on the surface of many bacteria. They are important in adhesion, that is, attachment to the host cell. Then there is cytoplasm. It is gel-like matrix composed of 80% water. It contains enzymes, nutrients, wastes, gases, inorganic ions, and cell structures such as ribosomes and plasmid. Within cytoplasm, cell growth, metabolism, and replication are carried out. Here you can see these structure. These are ribosomes. Ribosomes play important role in protein synthesis. Here is another structure, that is plasmid. It is small circular double-stranded DNA molecule. Plasmid is extrachromosomal DNA. They have played a vital role in development of molecular biotechnology. Now see, the structure in front of you is a typical structure of bacterium. There are some bacterial species who lacks capsule. They are not present in all bacterial cell type. Likewise, not all bacteria contains cell wall and flagella. There are some bacterial genus like Mycoplasma which lacks cell wall. So, this is just a typical structure of bacteria. Okay, here comes the summary of this video. What are bacteria? So, the bacteria are free living, microscopic, unicellular, prokaryotic organisms. Over here, free living means living freely and independently, not as a parasite or attached to a substrate. Okay. Then microscopic. Microscopic means they cannot be seen by our naked eyes. They are only visible under microscope. Unicellular means they have only single cell. And prokaryotic means they have no nucleus and other cell organelles. They have no true nucleus. Pro means primitive and karyon means nucleus. Okay. Then they are capable of performing all essential functions like growth, metabolism, and reproduction. Then we have discussed habitat of bacteria. Bacteria are found almost everywhere on earth and are vital to the planet's ecosystem. They are found in soil, rock, oceans, and even in the Arctic snow. Then on skin, in mouth, in throat, in nose, in vagina, and in GI tract also, that is gastrointestinal tract also. All bacteria on skin and inside the body are not always harmful. There are some bacterial species which are useful to human beings. Good bacteria act like guards that keep away the harmful bacteria that make us sick. We have discussed some examples of good bacteria that are helpful to our human body. Bacteria can live under extreme conditions of temperature and pressure. Such bacteria are called extremophiles. Extremophiles are classified according to the conditions under which they grow. For example, acidophiles. Acidophiles are adapted to conditions with acidic pH values that range from 1 to 5. Alkalophiles. Alkalophiles are adapted to conditions with a basic pH value of 9 or higher. Thermophiles. Thermophiles thrive in extremely high temperatures between 113 to 251 degrees Fahrenheit. Then there are psychrophiles, which are also known as cryophiles. They thrive in extremely low temperatures of 5 degrees Fahrenheit or lower. Then there are xerophiles, which grow in extremely dry conditions, which can be very hot or very cold. Then there are barophiles. Barophiles are organisms that grow best under high pressure of 400 atmosphere or more. Then there are halophiles. These are the organisms that require high salt concentrations for growth. We have seen typical structure of bacterial cell. Bacterial cell has a gel-like matrix called cytoplasm, which is composed of 80% water. Cytoplasm contains enzymes, nutrients, wastes, gases, inorganic ions, and cell structures such as ribosomes and plasmids. This cytoplasm is surrounded by plasma membrane, also called as cell membrane. Outer to this cell membrane there lies cell wall. Then there are some surface structures which are not necessarily present in all bacterial species. These surface structures are capsule, which is present to the outer surface of cell wall. Presence of capsule makes the bacteria more virulent. In simpler words, it becomes more infectious. Then there is another surface structure which is flagellum. It makes the bacteria motile. Villi are often helpful in attachment of bacterial cell to the host cell. Then there is a nucleoid rather than membrane bound nucleus, and they lack membrane bound cell organelles. For this reason, these bacteria are called prokaryotes. Pro means primitive and karyon means nucleus. They lack true nucleus, and instead of this, they have nucleoid. Hope you will find this video informative and interesting. In my next video, we will talk about different shapes of bacteria and their classification. If you like this video, then subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon. Do like, comment and share this video. For more update, join the forum and group, visit my Facebook page. For more information, I have provided the link in description below. Have a happy learning.